Hello, second graders. I have on my red robe to go along with our theme for our fairy tale this week, Little Red Riding Hood. So today I have a different version. It is called Little Red Riding by Joan Hullab and pictures by Melissa Sweet, and it is published by Scholastic. See the play on the words, Little Red Riding, like when we do our writing in school. Let's see how this fairy tale is different. Once upon a time in pencil school, a teacher named Mrs. Two told her class, "Today we're going to write a story." And this reminds me that we know that fairy tales often begin with once upon a time. And right here, reading the pictures, it says story path or story map, like some of you have been doing for your projects. Include the idea, characters, setting, trouble, or the problem, even bigger problem, fix the problem. That is what we talk about on all of these stories. So, we're going to write a story. Yippee, said the birthday pencil. Slammin', said the basketball pencil. Sharp, said Little Red. Oh, there's Little Red. Look at what kind of character she is in this story. A pencil. I want to write a happy story, said the birthday pencil. I'm going to do a non-fiction story about the great state of Pennsylvania, said the state pencil. I'll write about sports, said the basketball pencil. I want to write a story about bravery because red is the color of courage. But what would a brave pencil do? Wondered Little Red. Go on a journey through the school, meet unusual characters, fight evil or the villain, and save the day as the hero. Mrs. Two gave Little Red a basket of 15 red words to use in case she ran into trouble. Remember, it's okay to wander a little, but stick to your basic story path so you don't get lost. Okie doke, said Little Red. I'm noticing some differences. Instead of apples, she gave her red words. Little Red opened her notebook and began. Once there was a brave red pencil who went on a journey. As she walked along... Walking is boring, decided Little Red. She wanted her story to be exciting. That's what you do. You edit and revise your writing to make it more exciting. She went to the gym and was quickly drawn into the action. She bounced, she boogied, then she cartwheeled right off the page and into a deep, dark, descriptive forest. Watch out for adjectives on the path. Remember, our adjectives are describing words. Shadowy, dense, mossy. Description adds pizzazz to any story, but Little Red was bogged down, hindered, and lost. She reached into her word basket for help. It says, scissors. Aha! Scissors! I need to cut through all this description and stick to the story path. Need help sticking to your story path? Well, you have come to the right place, Pencil, said a voice from the supply closet, 'cause I'm full of words that have stick-to-it-iveness. They'll stick up for you and stick by you, but they aren't stuck up like that tape guy down there. And that was the glue who was telling her that, because he helps things stick together. Little Red squeezed the bottle. Too many glue words came out, So that is how she found herself writing a sentence that would not end but just kept going and running on. Although it had no purpose, yet it would not get out of her story or say anything important, so she was glad when a helpful word arrived. Suddenly. And it brought some friends. That's what our sentences sound like when we don't have any periods in them that tell us when to stop, or exclamation points or question marks. And this says the adverbs were arriving. Suddenly, abruptly, and surprisingly, she heard a strange sound, which she decided required all capitals and rather large punctuation. Grrr! It was the middle of her story where something exciting should happen, and it did. That growly sound chased her. Looks like something's climbing out of the box. Abandoning all rules of punctuation and sentence structure, her panic to escape Little Red had began. Running on and on and on, she grabbed random nouns from her word basket, tossing them out to fill up the chasm of blank space, nothingness, which was all that stood between her and the grrr. Then hooray, finally at last the page was full, and she could leave the horrid sound behind and go to... Finally, the page was full, and she found a stop. It said she skipped all of her punctuation. She was just trying to get her words out of there to get her and go to the next page. But as the page turned, Little Red couldn't help noticing a long, tangly tail disappear around the corner. See this long, tangly tail? What do you think it is? Was that tail up to no good? A truly brave pencil would follow it to find out, she thought. Would you follow that little tail to see where it was going? She decided to tail or follow that tail and wound up trailing it around an entire page of her story. Eventually, it led her all the way to the next page and went into the principal's office. Here's a sign. It says Principal Granny Office. Little Red knocked on the door. "Come in," said a growly voice. Grrr. "Greetings, little pencil. Great to see you," said Principal Granny. Little Red was suspicious, maybe a little curious, or thinking something might be wrong here. "I'd like to report hearing a growly voice. And you know what? It sounded kind of like yours," said Little Red. "The better to be heard on the school intercom," said Principal Granny. "I'd also like to report that I saw a long, tangly tail. I can't help noticing you have a tangly tail too," said Little Red. "The better to get charged up for my school duties when my batteries are running low," said Principal Granny. "I'd also like to report I have just noticed what big, sharp teeth you have," said Little Red. "The better to chomp little pencils like you and grind them up," growled Principal Granny, who in reality was the Wolf 3000, the grumpiest, growliest, grindingest pencil sharpener ever made. Just as the Wolf 3000 began to chase Little Red, in walked Mr. Woodcutter, the janitor. "Who made this mess?" "Oh, help!" cried Little Red. "I think the Wolf 3000 has sharpened Principal Granny to smithereens." So the Wolf 3000 is the villain or the evil character in the story. the pencil sharpener. Mr. Woodcutter fainted. It was up to Little Red to stop the Wolf 3000's rampage. She reached into her word basket. There was only one red noun left. Would it do the trick? She took aim and threw. This looks like the perfect word. Can you see it? Dynamite. Kablooey! Let's see if her plan worked. Phew! That was a close shave. Good thing that brave little pencil came along to save the day, said Mr. Woodcutter. Luckily, Principal Granny was all right, though her life had been somewhat shortened by her experience with the Wolf 3000. I wasn't really brave. I was scared, said Little Red. I think she was brave too, don't you? Even heroes get scared, but they do brave deeds anyway. You are a hero in my book, replied Principal Granny. So even heroes get scared, but they are brave anyways. Little Red, the pencil in this story, was the hero. She saved the day. Little Red zoomed back to her classroom just in time to hear the other pencils share their stories they had written. And that's the story of the happiest birthday party ever, said the birthday pencil. I'm going to do a connection. That's like our personal narratives that we did at the beginning of the year. The adventures of the Wright brothers. The artist challenged them to a draw. The first patent for a pencil with an eraser was issued in Philadelphia. He was very tall. Then Pencil and Gretel ate all the candy. Ooh, Pencil and Gretel. Down the road, you'll be hearing about Hansel and Gretel, another fairy tale in a couple of weeks. We wrote a story together using teamwork. Get a grip, said the pencil. These are all the pencils sharing their story. Then it was Red's turn. Once there was a brave red pencil. Here she is sharing to the class. Even sharing to the class is being brave. Good job, Little Red. Right on. Mrs. 2. The end. And I'm thinking that this is another happy ending for our fairy tale, just like many fairy tales have. And a hero, a villain, a problem that was solved. What did you think? Did you like this story? I hope so. It is called Little Red Writing. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you soon. Bye.